What's going on, guys? Ignore my messed up hair. I just woke up, but I wanted to get into this video, talk about Cleanspark for a second, and also go into Bitcoin. And I'm going to leave this clip for you real quick about their grand opening in Nevada.
A new business now calls the Valley home. It's called Cleanspark, a sustainable Bitcoin mining and energy company. And it just opened headquarters in Henderson today. Cleanspark has data centers that process equations to secure the Bitcoin in the blockchain. It's pretty complex to understand. Usually mining the Bitcoin uses a lot of energy, like most data centers. Cleanspark specializes in sustainable, carbon-neutral energy. We asked the CEO why he chose to put his headquarters in Henderson.
I think it's a great place with a great community. But better yet, Nevada's very business friendly. We have operations in Atlanta, Georgia, also in New York. But we really felt the best place to put our headquarters was right here in Nevada.
The company says they believe Bitcoin is the evolution of money, the next steps. He says it's changed the way the world interacts by creating a truly global currency.
Alright guys, now we're going to look at some price action on the chart, then we're going to get into Bitcoin, what's been going on lately there, and then I'm going to just show you a couple of numbers with Cleanspark's financials, things of that nature. Now looking at Cleanspark, we've been on a decent run lately. We hit a low in the $5 range, and since then, reported earnings, positive earnings per share, increase in revenue, great news there, and we just have been taken off since. I don't think we're going to see the 5s again. And like I've been saying, it's a deal under 10. I think soon we won't see 10 again. It's definitely possible that we come and retest maybe this area here. But I think first we are going to test this as a new support. This like 1115 area. Sorry, that's a bit crooked. So this like 1115, 1120 area. I think we're going to test that as a support. We are starting to pull back on the RSI, getting closer to neutral. But we've been on a nice run. We've been on a nice run. And Bitcoin has been on a nice run as well. Now, depending on where Bitcoin goes over the weekend, because this is the weekend as of this upload, you might see Cleanspark pulling back if Bitcoin pulls back. And you might see Cleanspark pushing forwards if Bitcoin pushes forwards. And this also depends on what the Nasdaq's going to do as well on Monday. To me, this looks great. We are trying to hold this as a support. We were having trouble breaking 42. We were back here having trouble breaking 40. We finally broke 40, was quick to come back. So back here we had this like huge run, a kind of unsustainable run. We didn't develop any supports. We kind of chopped around and then took all of it back, ended up back at square one, right under 40. Unable to stay over 40 for an extended period of time. And now this is changing. We are over 40 and we are in fact at 42. If we can keep holding around here, I think Bitcoin is going to be doing great. I am very bullish on Bitcoin in the short term right now. I think we are going to push higher. RSI is somewhat neutral now, and it's good to see that it hasn't all pulled back. It hasn't just like topped off, start pulling back. We pulled a little bit, and now we're pushing higher. Keep an eye on this. We need to break about 42,500 to push to newer levels. I think we're going to stay maybe a little range bound for now, develop this as a good support, get some distance on this baby, get some time at this level, and then we can push higher. I'm feeling pretty great about Bitcoin, and just watch for it. Watch that we don't break 40, because that will be bearish and we'll likely be testing some newer lows. But seeing it where it's at, I'm feeling very good about it, and we'll see where it goes this weekend. I do expect that we could potentially break that 45 and push higher, but I think it's still going to be a little bit of a resistance for us. We did find it here as a resistance, and we have a lower high, so watch for that. Make sure we push, maybe find a higher high than this. But things could change very quickly, and this also depends on just the overall market as well, moving forwards. You might watch this a week from now, who knows. So hopefully this kind of ages well, but I do think that Bitcoin's going to hold pretty well over 40. We might retest the 41, 40 level, but we're right now breaking 42. This is looking good. And I do think Cleanspark can push higher next week, especially if all the small caps are pushing higher. And one last thing really quick, we're sitting here at a market cap of roughly 500 million, 495 million. And let's check out their last earnings report, some of the numbers there, so you can kind of compare that market cap to what they actually have in terms of assets, liabilities. But real quick, for those of you that aren't familiar with Cleanspark, we've been having increasing revenue, fantastic, and now finally a profitable quarter. So you might look down at this, see that they missed their numbers, they missed their EPS, missed their revenue, but this is still overall great. I don't care that they missed this, because this is an increase over the last quarter and they are now profitable. this is great news to me. And this might be, and you know, regardless of them missing these numbers, this has still been pushing. You know, we were at the $5 level, and now that things have changed and we are now profitable, I think this will definitely push higher in a very short amount of time. I think we're going to see the 15s this month. I really do. And another thing is, look out for their next earnings. It's going to be a while from now, obviously, but that next earnings, we're going to want to see positive EPS again, and that'll give more faith in Wall Street to want to put money into this thing. You know, it's great to see something profitable one quarter, but when you see it profitable 2 quarters in a row and revenue steadily increasing, people are going to double take at that. So remember, that market cap was right around 500 million, and when you look at the cash, pretty low cash. Digital currency, though, they have 30 million, which they do like to sell their Bitcoin to purchase more miners, and so far it's been working out for them. So remember that the last Bitcoin they sold was right around 41,000 per Bitcoin. So right now Bitcoin's at 42. You know, should they have held longer? I mean, right now it's not much of a difference. Obviously, it doesn't really make much of a difference. But if we have a huge run and work our way to 50, Cleanspark might be kicking themselves, saying, damn, why did we sell our Bitcoin? So that's the negative in terms of them selling their Bitcoin. But the positive is they're locking in that money, and they're able to expand more and mine more and more Bitcoin in the future by locking in that profit and, you know, expanding on more miners. So really quick, back to what I was saying, $500 million market cap. We've got total assets of 418 million with a mix of mining assets, meaning prepaid miners. So that's one thing to think about, is moving forward, they're not going to spend much money on their miners. It's already prepaid. So when you think about the EPS, and when you think about, you know, their operating expenses and stuff, their operating expenses and acquiring more miners, you know, of course, they're still going to have to pay their employees. They're going to have to pay for the electricity. But those miners that are moving forwards over the next year or so, maybe even longer, they're already prepaid. So that's great. And when you look at the liabilities, they've only got about 24 million in liabilities. So this looks great. This looks great to me. See, no long-term debt as of December 31. So this is all short-term debt here. I mean, when you look at this, this is stellar. I mean, this might not look as great if they weren't profitable, but the fact that they're profitable gives me extreme confidence in Cleanspark, and I gotta say, this is like my highest conviction stock. I know it's a small cap, and it's definitely risky to put a lot of money in small caps, but this is like, probably, I gotta say, like, you know, close to 10% of my portfolio. So don't do what I do. You know, there's definitely risk in it, but if you're willing to take that leap, take that risk, and just know that you can potentially lose a lot of money, you can potentially gain a lot of money. It's up to your risk tolerance. I do recommend you stay relatively diversified, look for some value stocks, look for some dividend stocks, have fun with some small caps, some growth stocks, but, you know, just be careful out there. But that's basically it for you. Just a quick update on Cleanspark. And yes, I am still holding. And as for my long-term position, I would be okay with averaging through. But I do have a short-term position that I'm kind of just waiting, holding, and seeing where it moves this week. I might take some profits on that one, mainly because I'm a little overextended into Cleanspark. So that's one of my main reasons that I would take profits a little early, in my opinion. But it never hurts to lock in some profits. And the volatility of crypto, the volatility of, you know, Cleanspark, Bitcoin, just that space, there's a lot of room to take profits and buy dips. So, but I do overall think that, you know, Cleanspark over a short amount of time, I think we're going to see 20 very soon. I think we're going to see roughly a $1 billion market cap, which will put us roughly over, we're right around like over $20 a share. That's it for you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. I put out daily videos, and until next time, take it easy.